You've probably seen this happen before. You're talking to a woman, and out of nowhere, she starts playing with her hair, touching her neck, brushing her lips, slowly crossing her legs, and suddenly the conversation feels different. The tension changes, the energy shifts. But here's the problem: most men either completely miss these signs or they get way too excited and ruin the moment instantly. Because when a woman starts touching herself while talking to you, she's usually not bored. She wants to feel noticed. And the way you respond in that moment says everything about your confidence. You ever notice how some women will touch their hair, their neck, their lips, or slowly run their hands along their body while talking to you, and suddenly the entire energy changes? Yeah, that's not always random. And the crazy part is, most men completely miss what's actually happening in that moment. Either they panic and overreact like, oh my God, she wants me, or they do the opposite and act completely clueless because they're scared of reading it wrong. But here's the truth: attraction is rarely announced directly. Women don't usually sit across from you and say, I'm trying to seduce you right now. That would make life way too easy. Instead, attraction leaks out through behavior, through comfort, through body language, through subconscious little actions she probably doesn't even realize she's doing. And one of the biggest signs? Self-touching. Now, before your imagination goes completely off the rails, calm down. I'm not talking about anything explicit. I'm talking about those subtle moments where she starts touching herself while engaged in conversation with you, playing with her necklace, sliding her fingers through her hair, touching her collarbone, crossing and uncrossing her legs slowly, brushing her lips, lightly touching her arm while smiling at you. Men underestimate how revealing this behavior actually is. Because when a woman is emotionally engaged and physically aware of your presence, her body starts expressing what her words are trying to stay composed about. Think about it. Humans naturally self-soothe and self-stimulate when emotions rise. Nervousness, excitement, attraction, it all shows up physically. And women, especially feminine women, often become more aware of their appearance and body when they're around a man they're drawn to. That's why she suddenly starts adjusting herself more, touching herself more, moving slower, becoming softer. She wants to feel noticed, not necessarily in a vulgar way, more like she wants to feel desired by you specifically. And honestly, most guys ruin this moment immediately. You know the guy. The second she flips her hair twice, he starts acting like he won the lottery. His voice changes. He leans in too hard. Suddenly he's talking faster, trying to impress her with crypto advice nobody asked for. Relax, Gordon Ramsay of desperation. Attraction dies when you act shocked by it. Confident men don't treat feminine behavior like a rare solar eclipse. They notice it, appreciate it, and stay grounded. That's the difference. A woman wants to feel that you can handle her energy without becoming weird about it. And another mistake men make is assuming every self-touch means attraction. That's dangerous territory too. Some women are naturally expressive. Some are nervous. Some are just fixing their hair because their hair needs fixing. Context matters. Is she maintaining eye contact while doing it? Is her attention locked onto you? Does her voice soften? Does she find reasons to stay in the conversation longer? Does she laugh a little harder at your jokes that honestly weren't even that funny? That combination tells the real story. Attraction is usually clusters of behavior, not one isolated moment. And honestly, this is where emotional intelligence becomes attractive. Because women notice when a man understands subtlety. They notice when you can read energy without turning into a thirsty detective analyzing every blink. There's something incredibly calming about a man who's socially aware. A man who notices things quietly. A man who can flirt without forcing it. Because flirting isn't about saying cheesy lines you copied from some guy wearing sunglasses indoors on TikTok. It's about tension, timing, presence. For example, if she's touching her neck while smiling at you, you don't need to announce it like an FBI agent. Oh wow, you keep touching your neck, you must like me. Please don't do that. Ever. Instead, you stay composed. You slow down. You hold eye contact a second longer. Maybe you tease her lightly. Maybe you lower your voice just a little. You create space for the tension instead of killing it with analysis. That's what confident men understand. Attraction grows in emotional space. And here's another thing nobody talks about enough. Women often communicate interest indirectly because they want to feel safe before becoming obvious. That's important. A lot of feminine attraction starts with invitations, not declarations. She gives small signals to see how you respond. Are you socially calibrated? Are you respectful? Can you pick up on energy without becoming aggressive or awkward? Because if she feels comfortable around you, her body language opens more and more. You'll notice she starts leaning toward you instead of away. She starts mirroring your movements. She starts finding excuses to lightly touch you. And yes, she may start touching herself more while talking because emotionally, she's becoming more aware of chemistry. Now, does this mean every woman who touches her hair wants to marry you? Absolutely not. Let's stay connected to reality here. But when these behaviors stack together consistently, there's usually something underneath it. And the men who do best with women are not the loudest men. They're not the flashiest. They're usually the men who pay attention without looking needy. That's rare. Most men are either completely oblivious or way too intense. The sweet spot is calm awareness. You notice the signs, but you don't chase validation from them. And ironically, that emotional control is what makes you more attractive back. Because when a woman feels that you're grounded, she relaxes more into her femininity around you. The conversation flows better. The tension becomes natural instead of forced. That's when real connection starts happening. Not because you memorized some manipulation trick. Not because you decoded women like a math equation. But because you learned how to read people, stay present, and respond with confidence instead of insecurity. And honestly, that skill changes everything. Dating, relationships, even the way people respect you socially. So next time you're talking to a woman and you notice those subtle self-touching behaviors, don't immediately jump to fantasy, but don't ignore them either. Pay attention to the overall energy. Notice whether she seems engaged, comfortable, curious, playful, and most importantly, stay centered in yourself. Because confidence isn't reacting emotionally to attention. It's being able to handle attraction calmly when it arrives. And trust me, women notice that more than anything. If you enjoyed this video, stick around. There's a big difference between men who simply talk to women and men who actually understand them.